Hey guys, this is Jamal Hartwell coming at you with gospelmusicians.com, and what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to share my secret plugins, guys. Yes, sir. I'm going to share my plugins and talk about plugins and VST synths and everything like that. So I got my Logic up sitting here. I got my plugins. The audio is not going to be that great. I don't know why my screen capturing program, sometimes it pops with my audio driver, but we're going to do the best that we can. The whole point is to let you see and feel my plugins, all right? So I got Logic, all right? Logic, Apple Logic. The reason why I chose Apple Logic is, first of all, it was only $500 when they reduced that price. Second of all, they give you a ton of synths already. Conceivably, if you're a good producer, you will probably only need to buy Logic and never have to buy anything else again. All right. So what I got right here, matter of fact, let me make this look a little bigger so you can see all the big plugins. So starting off here. All right, let's get going. So Apple Logic. The reason why I chose Apple Logic because it comes out of the box with tons of synths, tons of effects. If you take the time to learn to do what you need to do, you will never ever need to probably buy another synth. If you really delve down into it. Now I have my favorite plugins, but let's start out the box looking at Logic. All right, this is Logic, the newest version. Probably here until life ends for me, I will probably always upgrade to the newest version of Logic, unless they do that stupid stuff that they did with Final Cut 10 and do that same thing to Logic to make it look like a garage band, which I don't think they'll make that mistake twice, hopefully. I digress. So, out the box, here's Logic. All right, let's look to the left, right here. Logic, here's the interface. Looks like all the other DAWs. You have your timeline, everything like that. We're not going to focus on that. We want to focus on what's my favorite plugins, what do I like to use. Okay, so out of the gate, here's Logic. Look to the left, right here. All right, it's got all these plugins. Now, down here are the VST synths. We're not going to get into that yet. We're going to get into what's in Logic, all right? So, right here, number one, we got, now out the gate, when you first open up Logic, you get their EVP88. Let's kind of look what it, give you a chance to look at it, see what it looks like. All right, this is their version of a physical model Rhodes, okay? Sounds good, doesn't sound real. It's playable, doesn't sound real. You can adjust all this stuff, the chorus, all kinds of stuff here, phaser, cool stuff. But the thing is, it doesn't sound real. Okay, so this has its particular purpose. If you just want like let me turn this all this stuff down here. Turned it up. If you just want a regular out the box, you know what I mean? If you just want it out the box, you can choose the presets right here, factory presets. It's got a lot of presets. Now that sounds pretty real, but if you really listen to a real Rhodes, it's not going to sound like a real Rhodes. People love it. Just because it doesn't sound like a real Rhodes doesn't mean that I should bash it. You know, I'm not bashing. I'm just saying it doesn't sound like a real Rhodes. And anyway, I have a Neo-Soul suitcase coming out, so you know that's going to be my foundation Rhodes for everything, okay? So that's out the gate. That's what you get. Sounds good. Definitely playable. You don't have to load any samples. It's a physical model. Very good. It's good. It's a nice, decent one. It's not the Rhodes to beat the top of the line Rhodes like the Neo-Soul suitcase, but it sounds good. It has its purpose. All right. So one things about Logic, it gives you. Let's just go down the line here. All right. So EFM1, it's like a FM type of synthesis. Gives you some weird sounds here. Let's look at some of these basses. Let me turn this down a little too loud. Let me turn this down. So it's for the crazy synth. If you're a synth type of guy, let's look at some of the leads. It's a big attack here. You hear that funky stuff. So if you're a synth pop kind of guy, Logic is definitely for you. Let's look at some of the pads. How warm that is, man. That's warm. You know, so it's kind of got that FM thing going on. It's not fully fledged like the FM8, but you got some nice FM type of sounds here. Excuse me. Atmosphere, electric line. So really crazy FM type stuff. It can't load the DX7 stuff. If I'm mistaken, please correct me, somebody. But it can't load the DX7 stuff. But it's a good FM modulation. This ES2. I'm sorry, this ESE. Just another. Let's look at. This is all analog stuff. As we go down this whole list right here, this is all analog stuff. Okay. This ESM. Good synth bass stuff. See, the thing is, a lot of people don't take. I made this patch right here. This album. So a lot of people sleep on Logic, man. Like if somebody threw you to the wolves and say, for the rest of your life, like right now, you can only use Logic. Like, dude, Logic is already sweet. This sound right here. That's sick, man. That's sick. So ESM, I'm not sure what they specialize in here, but it's all, once again, this is bass. This is like a bass synth. My bad. I forgot about it. See, I don't even touch it because I got other stuff, and that's my bad. Smack me on the hands. That's my bad. I mean, if you fully utilize Logic stuff, man, you're done. This is a bass synth type joint. So as you can see, this is all bass stuff, drum and bass, clean bass right here. This is funky. It's warm. It's deep. Chemical bass. Woo! That's sick. That would be sick if you did it. That's sick right there. You know, there's a lot of stuff you could do with that. Basic. It's got the slide, everything. So cool. So you got a dedicated bass in. I'm not even getting into my plugins. I'm just talking about Logic stuff. ES1. Always go stereo. I go stereo. I got a couple patches here, and the more deep bass right here. I might give this to you for download. This is the patch that I made. Man, have you ever played this live in church? It's ridiculous. It just shakes the whole speakers. That's sick right there. So this is like an analog modeling synth. Let's look at some pads. Starry Night. Yeah, I mean, you can adjust all this stuff here. you know, you're gonna have to take the time out to read about analog synths and stuff. It's not easy to visualize what you're trying to do, but if you take the time out to just play around with stuff, they got sweet filters for pop stuff. That's sick right there. So, all right, let's go through this. Let's go some more. ES1, ES2. This is the new one. They revamped it. This thing right here, in my opinion, this is probably the top 5, top 3. I would say top 3 or 5 analog virtual synth models. It can model pretty much anything that you want. Once again, the problem with Logic is that these interfaces look too freaking difficult to figure out, man. Like, look at this stuff. You got to actually go on, okay, this is the cutoff filter. Look at these little buttons. If they made it user-friendly, this thing would be more usable. But power-wise, it's up there with the top stuff like Nexus, all that stuff. Let me let you hear some of my patches my personal patches that I made. Slide synth. Oh, I like this one. This is kind of pretty cool. This is synth strings. This is nice and warm, nice and warm. This thing is really nice. You really, if you take the time, once again, to study the stuff and just learn how to tweak the heck out of it, you will not need any. It has JP, the Jupiter stuff, Philharmonic strings, really. Remember, this is an analog. So you won't need anything else. So once again, I'm not even talking about my plugins. I'm talking about Logic out the box. And then you got the EXS 24, which they added a new piano on the newest version, which that piano is pretty sweet. Where's their new piano at? Factory presets, piano. I think it's, no. Small grand. I think it's a small, oh, I'm sorry. It's acoustic. Alright, and that Steinway. That Steinway is really nice. You could tell because it's beautiful. Beautiful piano. Alright, so this is not supposed to be a Logic demonstration. Ultra Beat, Sculptor. Nobody uses Sculptor. I don't know anybody using it. If you use it, please tell me how you use it. It's sweet, but you don't use it. It gives you physical modeling of plucked and blown instruments. You can actually, man, you can model it. It's ridiculous. I don't use it much. Like I said, Logic is still the secret weapon. If you really take the time out to just study this stuff, you're good to go. So let's get to my plugins. All right, you go down here to audio units. All right. We got Apple. We already know that's the Apple stuff. We got Applied Acoustics. I do have Lounge Lizard. Lounge Lizard is pretty cool, but I'm not gonna need Lounge Lizard anymore because I have my own plugin, which is the Neo Soul Suitcase. Sounds good, but my Neo Soul Suitcase will be all I will ever need for any kind of roads. So I had Lounge Lizard. Sounds good. You can tweak the heck out of it. But my Neo Soul suitcase is going to be the one I will use. Arturia. All right, this Mini Moog V. This is nice. This is really nice. I hate the way they do their serial number system, but it's really nice. All right. This joke is, I like this. I like this. That's a real Moog right there. That's sick right there. That's hot right there, boy. That's hot right there. All right. So, by the way, I bought all my plugins. I buy my stuff. Because if I got my own business and I want people to buy my stuff, then it would be stupid of me to steal other people's stuff. It's so funny. It's a lot of Christians out there that, and I ain't downing you. Do what you feel guilty about. But, you know, try and support people, man. Try and support people because it takes a lot of effort to make these plugins and do the stuff. So I purchase my stuff, man. I try and support because I want people to support me. All right, so right down here you got basses. I mean, you got so many patches. You got basses. All right, you can go to any category. You got your pads. It's sick. Sounds analog. It's an analog synth, guys. Analog synth. Not too cool on the processor though. This processor ain't that cool. Not too cool on the processor, but it makes sense because it's an analog model. So, so here we go. Leads are really nice here. Very nice leads. Look at this list of leads that it has, man. Just pick one. Some sounds sound really thin. Some sounds sound really deep. So here's some of the stuff I made. Classic Moog, which is sick. Put some funky stuff. A square lead. Let's see what I would do. I would turn this glide on and this legato on. Did it work? Decay on legato. There we go. Oh, it's. Oh well. And I would turn. Ah, my bad. The glide. All right, so this is you gotta have your analog. If you're in funky music, you gotta have some type of analog thing going on. Like I said, if you had Logic, you're fine. I just like it. It was a good price, and I like that. So that's all the Arturia I got. GSI, once again, they got Mr. Ray. I got Mr. Ray. Mr. Ray is good, but I am not gonna need Mr. Ray because I have my Neo Soul suitcase. So, but I gotta give it to these guys on this organ. They have the best organ model simulation ever made, ever. This crushes the B4. Crushes it, crushes it, crushes it. Sorry, guys who like the B4. It crushes it. That's sick, man. That's just sick. That's just sick. Do I got some presets here? Yeah, here's my preset. Turn this volume down. This is sick. And I got a little Keytron foot pedal. You get your two keyboards and this thing. thing is sick. So it's just like a real organ. Watch this. Watch this. So nothing, right? And look at all the features. You can adjust the horn. You can adjust the belt, the microphone position on the organ, the ambience, the spread. You can add some drive to it. Let's turn this drive. That's sick, yo. That is just sick. Oh, that's just ridiculous. And it goes slow. It's like a real organ. This is by far, hands down, the best organ by far. Crushes the B4. Crushes it. Just my opinion. Crushes it. All right. GSI. I don't need Mr. Ray because I got my own Neo Soul suitcase. Oh, IK Multimedia. It's a little secret weapon. This is for this is for your this is for like your all-around synth, Sonic Synth 2. This is like it's like your Rompler. And it's old school. It's been out for a long time, but it still has its purpose. It still has its purpose. Listen to this pad right here. A little too loud. Turn it down. I caught them when they were on sale. They had like a 50% off sale. Sonic Synth. You want to go ahead and get they had the whole bundle for like 50% off. So IK Multimedia. I have Philharmonic Orchestra, Sample Moog. I got all IK Media stuff. If I was to buy one thing, I would get Sonic Synth 2. Good stuff. Native Instruments, obviously, I got all their stuff. I got a lot of their stuff. The B42. I don't use that. I ain't even gonna lie. With the GSI, I don't use that. Battery's like your MPC joint. I rarely use it. Maybe because it's just easier to put it in the EXS sampler. But it's something good to have. You need an MPC type of thing. Native Instruments has good stuff. FM8, beautiful. This is a must-have. The FM8, in my opinion, is a must-have. It gives you all kinds of synthy stuff. Crazy stuff. What is this? This is stuff I made. Crazy bass. That's sick right there. That's sick right there. What does this say? The fattest bass ever. Look at, I saved it twice just to make sure I wouldn't forget it. Toy box pads. Stage EP. Oh, you know, this FM8 models the DX7. It actually loads the system exclusive patches of the DX7. So if you go on the internet and search for all of the DX7 patches, you can load any DX7 patch in this. This is basically Yamaha DX7 on steroids. The best. You gotta get it. Hear that? You can tell why I use that. Layering that with a nice string and you're good to go. Beautiful. So, going down the line. What else? I got Novation Base Station. I tried it out, but I didn't use it because it's just they won't lower the price, man. I can't see myself paying for this. I'm still in demo mode, by the way. I went out my. I want their base station thing, but it's just they need to lower that price, man. It's just a little too expensive. So, Spectrasonics. These guys are off the hook. Trillion, no brainer. You got to get it. No matter what, you got to get Trillion. Crazy bass stuff. Crazy bass stuff. Let me see if I can find some of my favorites. These are a lot of my Pure Sign right here. Let's go here. Woo! Just a nice Pure Sign for R&B music, urban music. That's a no-brainer. I use a lot of their synth stuff, but their other stuff, like listen to this one. This is a pop bass. You don't have to use that. See, the thing about their stuff, you don't have to use it just for bass. You can use it as a lead. It's kind of loud there. Turn it down. You know what I'm saying? You could use it more than just for a bass. You can use it for lead. So, Thump Moog bass. Classic Moog. They have some good acoustic bass stuff here. Let me see. Bass acoustic bass guitar, full range combo. Let's go to all. Let's just pick one here. Sounds really good. So it takes a minute to load. Oh, these are just the squeaks and stuff. Let's go full range. Yeah, it loads. It takes a little bit to load. They're big samples. Sounds like a real bass, man. This thing, that wasn't a good patch that I chose, but let me see. Bass acoustic. Oh, let's go. Yeah, let's just go all. Let's look at some. There we go. Let's go all. All right. So it's just. There we go. Full range all. Let's go to this. This is a upright bass. It's taking a while to load. It takes a little bit to load. They got some big libraries, so you know you gotta be careful there. It doesn't take a lot of CPU, but their libraries are big. They kind of try and let you play a little bit, but I picked probably one of the biggest libraries. Trillion Acoustic 2, full range. It's good for like jazz, stuff like that. Sustain articulation. They got like they add all the effects to it. So come on. That's the only downfall. The samples are really big and they take a minute to load. So this should be done. They load another one. See, when I push the down a little bit. See, I could do. So you can hear all the sticks and the pull up and the release and all that other stuff. So me personally, I use more of the synth stuff. I'm kind of old school when it comes to bass. I usually just get a bass player in here and we're good to go. But this is definitely a good one too. So I'm gonna end it off here. I'm gonna probably do a part 2 on some more of my plugins. Let's see what else am I missing in Spectral Sound Innovation. Under the native instruments, I got a whole bunch of other stuff. I got a lot of Big Fish audio stuff. I got a lot of loops and stuff like that, and we'll go over some of that stuff that I have now. But right now, the Trillion is a must-have. My Neo Soul suitcase is going to be a must-have for your Rhodes, for a real sounding Rhodes. You got all the Logic stuff. So just wanted to go over what was in my plugins, stuff like that. So hope you enjoy it.